Good morning, y'all. I think I'll start with the border that goes around the raised bed garden. The daylilies that have really suffered, but they're blooming and they're okay. There's a whole lot of weeding that needs to happen, but it'll get there maybe if it cools off a little bit. Here's Julia Child, and she should probably be 3 times that big, but at least she's blooming now. That's mountain mint right there. Miss Huff is starting to, it's a lantana that's really happy where it is. So, this is it. I think that's going to be a dead rosemary. So I planted moonvine right there, and even in this 100-degree weather, it liked it. So I think we'll have it on the arbor. That'll be wonderful. So here's inside the garden. The daylilies still blooming some. I'm going to give an overview first. It's always nice when Brian mows. He mows on Thursday night, so it's always nice to come out here with cleaned up paths and everything. See, the dahlias are starting to bloom. Those are, once again, that's the bed. All of those came from Fralick Farms. They're beautiful. And this year we have squash. Every year it's a race against the vine borers, and we've gotten, I see some more that need to be picked. So we've gotten, a bit, but we have a small garden, compared to these big, huge country gardens. And so it's a race against time to get some squash. The zinnias, they're beautiful. Cucumbers back there. Dogs always eating weeds out of the tomatoes out here are doing good. I've only had to pull up one from wilt. That's brand new dirt, a new bed, everything new. Tomatoes have never been planted there, so it's a first time. Here's the eucalyptus. It's doing good. And let's look at the dahlias. They are doing really well. I've got a couple that I bought from Bear Creek, and they just didn't come up. Well, I bought a bunch from them, and I've had one rotted before it got in the ground. Here's two. There's 2 spots right there. They're not going to make it. So there's one more up there in the corner, and it didn't come up. Anyway, so I guess that's a loss of like half of what I ordered from them. I don't understand. Anyway, here's the good ones. This one's really good. It's a white one. It gets attention. It can be a monster too. So I've been, and it's got a bloom. It's opening. They look really good. I guess we should put the second layer of netting on to catch these tall ones. So I hope you're growing some dahlias. This one last year, I'm not sure the name of it, but I'll research it as soon as it blooms good. It did not like the heat last year and pouted and did not do good. And then who knows what happens. This year, the buds are, and it's doing good. We've watered it, and the heat is 100 degrees, and it's making it. So the thing is, experiment. Just experiment. It's your garden. It's your flowers. So try, and if it doesn't work, try again. Because sometimes it works. There's the hole right there that was supposed to be preference from Bear Creek Farm, and it's a nothing. Oh my. These are good over here. So, quickly looking over the garden. This heat this week has just about gotten me. Hopefully it will regulate and we will have more normal temperatures instead of over 100. This is ice castles, and it's a late bloom, and it's just now starting to bloom, and look at all the blooms on it. It's beautiful. I like the light colored daylilies. They show up in your landscape, and that one I haven't deadheaded this morning, so y'all just bear with me. That one's really pretty. That is pineapple sage, and then here are cleome. There's a story, you've probably heard it before, but the cleome came from my mother right when we bought the house in 2003. I saw her for Easter weekend, and she handed me a pot with 2 little cleome seedlings in it and said, I got these seeds last fall when we were at Lake Junaluska, and I picked the seed pods and I've brought these to you. So I put them in the ground, having no idea how to grow anything in this yard because it was pretty bad. It had been neglected and it was pretty bad, and so I put them in the ground up in the front yard, which is like deadpan, hard pan, horrible dirt, and they died. And so it took me a while, like 2 or 3 years, and I was so sad because I had lost them. And lo and behold, one spring some came up. I couldn't believe it, and I brought them back here to a good place. At first they were over in that bed at first, and when the seeds came, I spread them. Maybe I put one back here, but I just want to show you, when somebody puts a seed in your hand or puts a little seedling or something small in your hand, if you take care of it, if you nurture it, then it's no telling what can happen. And I just want you to see, I'm pulling them up all day, every day. They go from here all the way there. They're gorgeous, they are healthy, and there's even some, look, there's some growing in the path. So when somebody puts something in your hand, tiny and small, even if it looks insignificant, take care of it. And no telling what you can cause to grow, because the cleome probably is here to stay. There's so many, and I do take care of it now. I do watch over it and make sure that it doesn't die out. So anyway, that's my little story about the little tiny plant that Mama gave me, and I thought that I lost, but lo and behold, I did not. Okay, this is lemon verbena, pineapple sage back here. Those were rooted, and the hummingbirds loved them so much last year that I thought I would grow. So I've got 5, and they should be a hedge around in here. Hopefully the hummingbirds will come and love them. Nasturtiums are still doing beans on the fence. Dahlia. And I don't know if you can see the tomatoes. Let's see if I can show you. Yep, there's some big tomatoes. This is Cherokee purple. I tried to grow it. One year I grew it and it was just wonderful, and I had them more than I knew what to do with. And then the wilt started taking over. This year they're doing good. So that's about it. Peppers and zinnias, thankfully they love hot. And I see a dahlia way up there. And here's the overview of the yard. Can you see Teeny up there watching? Right in there. I hope y'all are staying cool and finding something to garden that will do good this time of year, because it's not easy, but it's very rewarding. So this is Mona from Winterpast.